Hello and welcome to Ticket to Life. This is Henrie and I hope you are doing well. And I will tell you, I'm so excited to share that we are having a giveaway. Now, as with any giveaway, there will be rules, right? See, they all agree with me. So it's going to be a pretty easy giveaway. And to enter, you know what? I'll talk about that because I want to make sure you get all the details, but we'll talk about that at the end of the podcast and I'll tell you what it is, how to enter. It's easy. It's going to run for about 6 weeks or something for you to enter. But anyway, let's go on and talk about what is going on in your life. I will tell you what's going on in mine. I hope honestly that you've had a good past week. I hope good things have happened. And if they haven't, I'm sorry about that. But guess what? Today's a new day and you are given that. And hopefully you will have a wonderful day today. I just went to my 50-year class reunion. I know I sound like a spring chicken, but I'm not. Actually, they combined the year of 1975 and 76 together. And we all we didn't question why are you combining the years? And I looked around and I thought, oh, that's why some of the people that were not there were ill or have passed. And I thought, yeah, our class is getting smaller and smaller. And there was I went to big school. There was over 200 kids that graduated. And there were probably 100, 200 people there, but still it was two classes combined. So you just wonder, and of course a lot of people have moved on and they don't need to hold on to their high school life, but it was fun. I went with my forever best friend, Cynthia, Hanky and Panky, our nicknames that our Spanish teacher gave us. And again, don't ask why, just use your imagination, I guess. And anyway, but it was fun. It was fun to see all the people in the past, and you could tell a lot of people, and I was included. I saw faces, and I was like, "God, they look familiar," but I don't know their name. So by the grace of God, we all had name tags, so that really helped. But it was a lot of fun. So if you have a class reunion coming up, you should go. It's just fun. Go with someone, and just have a good time, because life is short, and you get to reminisce about the good old days. Today, we're going to be talking about love and marriage, but a lot of people are feeling discouraged right now with everything that's going on in the world. And there are a lot of crazy things. I mean, the church that just got burnt to the ground in Michigan, I don't understand why people do that. Because you go into a church to praise God and to have that fellowship with other families. And what is angering you so much that you are so upset that you have to kill innocent people? I don't understand that. Never will understand it. We'll never get it. But of course, a lot of people are going to be freaked out about going to church. This plants a seed. So, God's house is supposed to be the house of safety and love, but some people don't see it that way. So I pray for all those families and lives that were lost, and for those who lost their church. They lost a lot. But anyway, like I said, a lot of stuff going on in the world. But my disclaimer is that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a love guru. I am a mom, a sister, a friend. I am a child of God, and that's all I got. And I think being a child of God is the absolute best thing that I could possibly have in my life. So, how many of you have been married? Or how many of you are thinking of getting married? Now, if you've been married, hopefully you are still married, but if you're divorced, guess what? That's fine too, because I hope that you are happily divorced. They always say happily ever after in a marriage, but do they ever say happily ever after a divorce? No, but some people could not be happier being divorced. They just are, and that's okay. And I think that's great because when kids are involved, I know it's a little bit tougher, but being divorced I feel like that's God giving you a new beginning. And you may just not be happy with the way it ended, but you know what? Open your eyes and see what God is willing to offer, because he is always there in open arms and to guide you, but you got to ask for it. It's not he wants you to be happy. But let's go back to if you're thinking of getting married, but not sure if he or she is the one, but you just don't want to be left behind because all your friends are married, or you're just tired of hearing from family and friends at gatherings, and they're always asking, why aren't you married? When are you getting married? My answer to them, if that was me, it's really none of your business. And I don't want, and to tell them, I know you wouldn't say that because it upsets people when they say that, but it's true. A lot of people are just happy being single. And I let these people know I don't want to settle, as so many of my friends and family have. That will usually quiet them because a lot of people do settle because it's like, oh, I may never have a chance to fall in love or get married again. Not true. If you put yourself out there and you're willing to work on a relationship, because it's a lot. But trust me, they will stop asking. I know that it's easier to say for me to say because I'm pretty vocal, obviously. I say what's on my mind, especially if it's somebody, who it's none of their business. I mean, and you can always say, I'm happy. I am so stinking happy being single. But of course, some people get offended by that, but don't, again, you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't for anything. Invited to a party, just say, no, I can't go. They ask why, and you say, I just can't. Done. Let's move on to talk about the weather. Now, a question is, how many of your family and friends are legitimately happy in a marriage that they are just so stinking happy? Or do you know the truth about the relationship and that they really only share the good things about the relationship? Although you see all the good in it, but different. Many people like to show in front of others because no one wants to feel like they have failed in a marriage and that they're unhappy or that they did settle. So they only show you the good things. A marriage, or when I say marriage or relationship, any type of relationship, I have some other podcasts about relationships, but I feel as though that we all just want to be and feel and have that special relationship, that connection with someone, and plan to spend the rest of our lives with. Repeat, the rest of your life. Think about it. We all have quirks, and some might say, I can learn to live with his or her quirks, or I can change them. First of all, you can't change anyone, but you can help them along the way if they have a problem, and only if they want to be helped. So please think when I say that, the rest of your life. I don't want anyone going, uh-oh, she must be having problems in her relationship. No, we're not. I'm just saying it is such a commitment when you say, I do. And again, don't settle. Relationships are part of life. It could be a work relationship, not even a marriage. It could be people that you work with, friends, all different types of relationships. But if you are married, you are in a commitment. Wouldn't you just love to have the perfect relationship that would eventually lead to marriage? I hate to break this to you, but there is no such thing as a perfect relationship. I know. Got your hopes up, didn't I? Although there is such a thing as a healthy and strong marriage and relationship, but again, it is something that you have to work at. The two of you, not just one. It's teamwork. Two. The two of you in a relationship have got to work at it. And that is the key. It takes two, hopefully to be happy and hopefully happily ever after. And honestly, that happily ever after is such a thing, but there are still going to be some excuse me, I'm so sorry. There will be some bumps in the road. Even when you're happily ever after, there's going to be some bumps in the road. I don't think anyone's life is really that smooth. Not even in the castle in London. I just think you can have so many people do so many things for you, but in your own personal relationship with someone, you are going to have bumps in the road. But you know what? That's how it is. That's just life. And that's okay, because you should learn from those. If you have been single most of your young or older adult life, you will have to see yourself changing up your routine in the daily life. And I know that it's not what you want to hear. If you're happy being single and realize, well, I think I'm ready for a relationship, I think it's great. But it's easier said than done. I'm about to say something to you that you will either continue to listen to this podcast or say she doesn't know what she's talking about. Henrie's the cuckoo lady. But when you get into a life relationship where you have been single for a while, you're going to have to give up being selfish. And when I say that, you will only take care of you right now, or a pet if you have a pet too, but you're just you. You take care of yourself. You take care of everything in your life. And there will no longer be times when you can get up whenever you want, late, want to get sleep in. You're not going to be able to just get up and go and do as you please. And you say, oh, yes, I will. No, you will have to adapt to each other's life. I know it sounds great, but I'm not trying to be discouraging to you and say, oh, don't do it. Don't get involved. But these are the things a lot of people don't think about. Like moving in together, that's truly a lesson in how a person lives outside of dating and doing the fun stuff that made you both fall in love, because usually that will dwindle down. I'm going to be honest. You can have date night because you see those on social media all the time. But is that date night as often as it used to be? Probably not. So I like to say, when you are in a relationship, you got the prize. You no longer have to work on getting that person into your life and hoping to fall in love. You won the prize, but they won the prize too. Now, when I did mention selfishness, I do mean you are only taking care, again, of yourself and not a relationship. You wind up taking care of another human being. And I don't mean bathing and feeding them like a baby, but some people, once you really get to know them, want that. Ugh, no thanks. I hope not, but it exists. But is it worth all that chaos in your life? You've got everything going smooth. You get up in the morning, you have your coffee, you go to work, you do your thing at work, you come home, maybe go out to dinner with friends, go to happy hour, and then come home, have dinner, watch some TV, get on social media. That changes. It will change. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to change. And it's okay. If you really love that person, now you may have friends that say that they're never going to see you again, or we have hardly see you now that you're involved with someone. And it does happen because you're in a commitment. Don't let your friends discourage you and say, oh, no, and you're making that effort when you really don't want to. It's okay. You will keep those friendships. If they are true friends, you will keep those friendships. Oh, and sometimes people just really make you feel bad for being in a relationship. I don't know if they're envious because they're not in one, but they will make you feel bad. Like, you don't ever make time for me anymore. And remember, you did have your friends first. But if you are really willing to make that commitment, it is going to change. What is it? Having a baby. As we all know, a baby changes everything. And things will change even without a baby. But if you are really wanting to be with that someone, you will make the changes in your daily life. Get to know them. get to know their quirks, because they are going to have to get used to your quirks. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't have any quirks, yes, just keep telling yourself that. You might convince yourself, but we all have quirks, and it's okay because we're all different. We're all individuals. I mean, I don't want to be the same as anyone else. So a good marriage takes time and, again, work. Being able to compromise, patience, understanding, accepting, and, in my opinion, one of the most important things is communication. If you start off in a relationship with being able to talk about feelings and not be too critical when you say something or he says something or she says something, and it just comes out and then you regret it right away, and you get those Ricky Ricardo eyes when he was upset with Lucy, and perhaps some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. Just Google Ricky Ricardo mad eyes, and you'll see the images. How many of us have done this? I do it. I still do it after 41 years. And it just blurts out, and I go, oopsie, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But another thing that is so important in a relationship is forgiveness. When you say something, you've got to ask for forgiveness. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I did not mean that. Now, this is simple for some, but for some not so much, to say I'm sorry. Now, my take on it is, if God can forgive us for what we've done, we should be able to forgive someone for saying something that we know they really didn't mean. Now, I can tell you 4 different marriages that I know, and I just knew that it wasn't meant to be. 4 couples. They get married, and each of those couples had one that wasn't feeling it, and you obviously saw it, or they told you things, but they felt like there was no turning back. They had the wedding planned. Gifts had been received. Invitations sent out. So they went through with it, and now all divorced. One lasted 4 years, and they would separate and get back together. Separate and get back together. Another 2 months later of being married, they were married for 2 months. They had a fling. One of them did, and got a divorce. 2 months. Only 2 months. Because they weren't feeling it. Why? Just say no. I can't go through with it. And another one just missed being single in married life and just wasn't meant for them. And that lasted 2 years. And then there was the bride who wanted to back out, but her mom said, you can't get cold feet. People have already RSVP'd. That lasted a year and a half. Now, I do remember us being invited to a wedding, and a month before the wedding date, we received another card letting us know the wedding had been canceled, an apology for any inconvenience, and all the gifts would be returned. Did we ask why? Nope, we didn't. We knew that if they weren't feeling it, then definitely they were doing the right thing for themselves. Now, the couple eventually got married to other people and seemed to be happy, and that was over 15 years ago. Why am I making this podcast? Because just about everyone wants and needs to be loved and share their life with someone, and that's great. You should be able to do that. But I know I've made other podcasts again, but just know that you are meant to be loved and that God loves you. That's not enough for some, unfortunately, but you are never alone. So I hope that if you are not in a relationship and by choice because you are happy, that is great. Don't let friends and family ever shame you into feeling guilty or for living your life alone. And if you are still looking for that special someone, pray about it. Literally pray about it. Again, don't settle because you want to make your family happy. You deserve more. And you deserve all the happiness in the world. Again, there will be bumps in the road, but that's life, and you can handle it. So there is my take on discouraging life right now. And a lot of people feeling, and the holidays are coming up, and that's when people feel really lonely for some. But now about that giveaway. Here's all you have to do. All you have to do is send me an email to tickettolife022@gmail.com. And the subject, and where you put the subject, you're going to write favorite episode giveaway. Tell me what your favorite episode is and why, and just in 1 or 2 sentences, why. You don't have to write a paragraph, but if you want to write a paragraph, you can. And the other thing I need for you to write on this email is you're going to do the episode. Well, I'll break it down in a minute. And on the email, write, I agree allowing Ticket to Life to read your first name, only first name, and your state you live. And if you don't want me to read the state, then you don't have to put it in with your favorite episode on the air. I'd like to be able to do that, and I'll probably read some of them on the air, and I won't release the name. I will only release the name when I have a winner. And by sending me that email, you are allowing me to say your name on the podcast, and again, first name only, and I will need your first and last name on the email. So wherever you're listening, and I promise this is a legit giveaway, 1 entry per person. And oh yes, you probably are wondering what the giveaway is, right? Well, it's a $50 gift card to Toys R Us. No, it's not, because they're out of business. The gift card is for a $50 Amazon gift card. And I hope that can help someone. And $50, you may think, $50. $50 would, if someone gave me a $50 gift card, I'd be going, woohoo, I'm going to buy myself something nice. But anyway, so I will be able to for the winner, I will be able to send them the gift card and put that in your Amazon account. But here's some rules. I know, more rules. You must be 18 or older to enter. And the downfall of all of this is if you are in another country other than the continental U.S. or family member, you are not eligible to win. I'm so sorry, but you understand, right? I can't let my family win. And and Amazon says that gift cards are only available to continental U.S., our country. So, sorry. I know. Please, everyone, shh. I don't know about that crowd. But anyway, I know that was a bit wordsy, but I'm going to try to make it simple. Email tickettolife022@gmail.com. Okay, this is the first thing. Email tickettolife022@gmail.com. Number 2, subject matter, favorite episode giveaway. 3, first and last name and the name and the state you live in. 4, tell me your favorite episode and why. And 5, consent and agree, allow Ticket to Life to read my first name only if I win, and make sure to include the email. I'll make sure you're not using a business email. I would need your personal email. I guess if you haven't, and I hope everyone has a Amazon account. I don't know. And 6, 1 entry per person. And 7 must be 18 or older. And of course, you got to live here in the US of A, in the continental US. And when does this begin? Thursday, October 2nd, which is today. And all entries must be in by November 20th, and the winners will be announced on Monday, November 24th. And yes, that is the week of Thanksgiving. Now, that is something to be thankful for, right? Winning a $50 gift card for Amazon. And I will have a mini podcast on that Monday to announce a winner. Who knows? I may have a favorite episode coming up this month. This could be your favorite episode. And if you don't have a favorite one already, you might go to all the episodes. You can go to show. I know you can do that on Apple and list, and it has the list, and you can listen. It has a description to that one, and you might find one that just tickles your fancy. So, phew, that was a lot. I will also have the rules on the description for the podcast for the next few weeks. And now enough about trying to make you a winner, because you are a winner in my book by allowing me to be a part of your day. So how is the world treating you? I hope it's treating you great because you deserve good things in your life. Everyone does. We are all worthy of good things happening to our life. And when something really bad happens, you've got to realize, unfortunately, I know this sounds harsh, it's just life. And that's what we all go through. We go through so many pitfalls in our life, but we are the only ones who can pick ourselves back up. And if you are a believer of Jesus Christ, pray. That is one of the main things I can tell you is to pray. Praying is the key to take you where you want to be. It will get you where you want to be. And sometimes I've had people say, "Oh, I wanted to pray about something silly, but I just couldn't. I'm not going to pray about something." No, pray. Trust me, I'm sure God has heard some of the wackiest prayers around. And I'm sure some of them, I know for sure, some of them have been mine. And don't give up hope. Hope is so important to have. Faith is so important to have. In John 14:1, it says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God." I mean, that says it all. You can trust in God for anything and everything. You may not get the answers you want right away, but you will get an answer. And you will feel such at peace being able to ask God to help you in anything you have going on in life. Don't be afraid to ask. He listens. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to Ticket to Life. Yes, it's already time to say ta-ta, but I did want to remind you that I will put all the giveaway. I know it sounded like a lot, but it's really not. The giveaway things you have to do. And again, I hope that many of you enter the giveaway because I think it will be something fun to do, not just for me, but for you. And I hope that you enjoy this podcast and I hope you enjoy further podcasts, but don't hesitate to just put, again, favorite episode giveaway at the top. That's the main thing. But anyway, thank you again for listening. And I hope I've been a little helpful in case you are not sure if you should say I do or I should wait. You'll know what to do. Ask God to guide you and He will. So anyway, thank you again for listening. This is Henrie, and go find your blessings. And I shall see you next week, and I will be praying for you. Until then, ta-ta.